Okay, Tim at Cooper's Automotive. We're going to talk about air conditioning today. My gauges just brought them into the office. So got a call a little bit ago from one of my customers, and she says, "Hey, how much would you charge to top off my AC?" Well, we don't do that here, and I would suspect most of you shops out there don't do that. If you are, stop it. You shouldn't do that. So I explained to her why we don't do it just to top off. Because they're called critical charge systems. They don't hold the freon that they used to back in the 70s and the 80s, sometimes even in the 90s. They get a lot less of a charge, and you need to get the charge right, checking your inlet and outlet temperatures to adjust that a little bit on your evaporator and your condenser on the vehicle. You're looking for a different temperature change on the both. Now they say that the out the vent temperature, checking across the board, should be about 30 degrees cooler than whatever it is outside. Actually 20 on the newer stuff, but nobody can live with that, especially here in Florida and other places when it gets almost 100 degrees and 90% humidity and you're just melting out there. So we at least shoot for about 30 difference, at least about 55 to less cool temperature out the vent from there. And we achieve that here easily. So don't just do top offs. That's why we don't do it. And customers go out and they'll buy that stop leak and they'll add a can to it thinking they're going to get it fixed. And most of the time you're just causing more damage than you are good. And then when they get done doing that and it still doesn't work, it comes here. And that type of stop leak, which is probably like a plastic or paraffin or whatever it is, can contaminate our machine's filters and cause issues. So then we have to change all of our filters and repair our equipment, and that's never fun. So if you've done that and you go into a shop, please let us know that you've added a stop leak to your car. Stop leak is not a repair, it's a patch. And in most cases, I see it doesn't work anyway. You're wasting your money, and some of that stuff is expensive. So don't do that. The other thing I see from, well, let's just say our car dealers, new car dealers, sometimes I see vehicles that they're not charged correctly, brand new, off the showroom floor. The other thing I see from the used car market is the 1234YF Freons is very, very expensive. And they don't want to pay the price of that. So they do a retro over and they add a 134A Freon or who knows what else. Our equipment can detect that, and a lot of the other shops' equipment out there can detect when the wrong thing's in there. But if you are a shop and you're doing 134A into a newer YF system, don't do it. Will it work? Yeah, somewhat, maybe. Different size molecule, different gas, different pressures, different temperatures, all that. The vehicle wasn't designed to come that way. So do what's right. Put in the vehicle what you took out and put back in the vehicle what goes in there. Excuse me, not what you took out, but whatever goes in the vehicle, that's what goes back in the vehicle, 134A or YF. So do that. We've discussed those kind of things. Things you should also look at and make sure your cabin filters are clean. A lot of people neglect that cabin filter and it gets stopped up. That can cause pressure issues. Sometimes you have blend doors, your hot cold temperature doors. Sometimes they'll get stuck, sometimes they don't work or they partially work. Obviously that affects your cool temperatures coming out of the vent also. Have to look at those things. And we do leak checks on on every system that comes in low on refrigerant. We leak check it. We'll use CO2. We have a CO2 tester that tests the CO2 gas because it's cheaper than any of the freons that we use. And we find that leak. That's one way. The other way is we'll use a nitrogen / something blend, and we have a leak detector for that. I personally like that better and that leak detector better. It seems to, for me anyway, find the leaks a whole lot easier. And the leak detectors that you can buy for CO2, there are different ones. Snap-on carries one. Tool companies carry one, or you find them online. I think there's one called Bullseye, which is the CO2 detector we use here. We also use that for finding the evaporator leaks on the car. I am drinking coffee this morning. People laugh, hey, have another cup of coffee. Absolutely. I'm old. I'm 63 years old. I'm still doing this. I'm still learning. It's still exciting to me. I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. I don't do heavy jobs like I used to, but I could if I need to. So cheers. Have a cup of coffee, and we'll talk more. You have any questions, you have any comments on the air conditioning, like I said, here in Florida, Pinellas County, Clearwater, close to Tampa. I see in the hot season usually 4, 5 AC jobs every day. I say, so stay cool. See you next time. Thanks for watching.